obviously going to be this huge movie.
This is a huge deal.
People seem very excited and ready for this.
To be part of something that has such a strong impact here is just, it's a bit surreal.
There's a little more popcorn in the movies here, and I love that.
It's kind of like very indie in its style. It's got some funk to it. It makes sense that we're here.
And I've always had the fear of seeing another me. And so I thought about what that was about, what the relevance of that was.
I want them to see everything that they haven't seen.
It was kind of challenging to play the polar opposite of the character that you've been given.
Some of the best moments were watching Tim and Jordan like fool around and like improv and just make each other laugh.
My character and her character are kind of shitty people. That's fun to play, really fun to play.
The audience is always the final character. With Jordan Peele's movies, they're definitely there, and they're definitely electric, and they're definitely participating in what's happening on screen.
He's a master of blending genres. He creates his own tone.
It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
I hope that it gets people talking, but not saying too much.
Let's welcome back Mr. Jordan Peele.
Thank you very much. All right. Thank you. I'm looking out at a sea of people being like, the fuck? Yeah. Thank you guys so much. That was, I can't tell you how fun that was watching that with you guys. Just amazing. I'm gonna bring out the amazing, talented cast. I'm just gonna go through the family. First, please welcome Lupita Nyong'o. All right, let's bring out our Gabe Winston Duke. Come on out, man. Our Zora and Umbre Shahadi Wright-Joseph. Bring Shahadi out here. And our Jason Evan Alex, please welcome him out here. These are the Wilsons. We have two of our Tyler family here. Please welcome Josh, Tim Heidecker. And of course, Kitty Tyler, Elisabeth Moss, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I was told to bring them out here, and that's all I know.
Well, and then we're gonna, so we have about 15 minutes for Q&A. There are mics in the audience. You can line up. We'll take as many as we can. And I know we need to see the film 5 more times at least.
Good.
It's so rich in terms of its feeling is so intense. And then it's just like so provocative in so many different ways. Not really sure where to start. And I wonder if you have a way that you want us to start.
Ooh, a way to, well, first of all, no spoilers, right? Yeah, you guys know? Y'all ain't gonna spoil. And you know, I think we have a gentleman here with a question. How's that for a start?
Hi.
Hi.
My name's Tony, and I wanted to ask Lupita specifically a question. You said in an interview a while ago that when you were younger, you were almost afraid to say that you wanted to be an actor. My question is, when did that fear go away? And I guess for everybody, as creatives, there's always a fear of embracing what you have. How did you overcome that?
Well, I think it came after I graduated from undergrad, and I was in this crisis about what the rest of my life was going to look like. And my mother gave me this book to help me figure things out, and one of the things that the book required you to do was to state, in an ideal world, if anything was possible, what would you do? And I wrote down that I wanted to be an actor, and that was the first step, just writing it down. And then I went to her and I said, I think I know what I want to do, and I uttered it out loud, and she was like, I know that. But I just hadn't had the courage to say it out loud. And saying it out loud was liberating, and having my mother support it, was also another step. And then once I decided and, did what I needed to do and went to grad school, I live with courage, which means that you're fearful, but you carry on, And so working with Jordan Peele was, it terrified me. I won't lie, because, he set with Get Out. I mean, I was just like, my God, he's so intelligent and he does such incredible things with story. And to think that I was going to be working with him next was just like, I couldn't even compute in my head. But I think it's not about getting rid of fear. It's about using your fear as fuel.
So we would have different days where these guys are playing the different roles, right? So on a day where they're playing the family, like, that was fun. That was like everybody came and was being their character, being kind of effervescent. And on the days when we played the Red family, there was this different vibe. And Lupita scared the shit out of me. She'd be coming, I'd just get word from her assistant, like, Lupita would like to talk to you. And I'm like, uh-oh. And I go into the little room that we got her in, and she'd be like standing in the corner like, and I'd like walk up to her and she'd be like, craft services needs to be improved. Yes. Craft services needs to be improved, done, whatever you need. No, but it's just to say, it was a crazy experience. Every one of these people on stage developed two characters, and not just in a two-dimensional way, in a 3-4-dimensional way. And I really got everybody's individual crazy out of them, and for that I'm forever proud.
Go ahead.
Hi. Well, you started to answer my question there, but I was just wondering, what is it like then to develop this entirely different character? Because as I'm watching the movie, it took me a minute to realize, oh, these aren't actually a copy of the people. This is the same actor playing both characters. So I just wanted to know what it was like beforehand to develop that type of acting.
It was really a great challenge, and I think everyone up here took it as such. We took it as a challenge to create, like you said, not copies, but different versions that were affected by the landscapes that they came from. So my own personal approach was to imagine a world where you can't consent to anything, and you have no consent. So it was almost like a lifetime of being raped, from the macro to the micro, from free will of choice to have breakfast to who you choose as a partner. And I thought that it was incredibly sad, and I wanted to capture that with Abraham. So I never actually saw Abraham as a villain. I just thought that Abraham finally got an opportunity to see the light, to come out and see the sky and actually see for the first time. So it was never like I had to be Gabe or think about Gabe. It was looking at Gabe from Abraham's point of view. It was just like, you have all the things that I want. You get to talk, you get to express all the things that you desire, and I don't get that. You get to see. I have bad eyesight, and you get to wear glasses. So it was always just looking at them from a place of need while looking at the Wilsons from just comfort. I was just so happy at all times. I got to marry the most beautiful woman in the world. I get to have 2 beautiful kids. I get like the most fun neighbors and coworkers. It was just, it couldn't be any better. And Gabe actually, to me, represented just comfort and privilege, so much so that it was literally and figuratively crippling for him. And that's just the point of view. So that was my approach to him.
As he said, it was like kind of a fun challenge, but I think that the hardest part for me was really being able to let myself be uncomfortable, because I just don't do that. Like, I'll literally walk away from a situation, then have confrontation. So I think that Jordan helped me a lot with that. And I think that I'll definitely use that for the future. And now I'm like out of my shell now, so it feels amazing. I feel free. Woo.
Okay. This is the first time I've done this. So, what they said, it's like you have to understand your character to do your character. But for me, I'm very scared of this stuff. Blood, scissors, nope. But when I was working with Lupita, Winston, Jordan, Shahadi, Tim, Emma, it was like acting is just playing around with your friends. Well, in a more serious way. Because my hardest part was the language. And also doing the Pluto, because I'm not that good at snapping my fingers.
I'm not going to follow that. Why would I follow that? Do you want to follow that? I didn't think so.
All right, another question.
Okay, we'll go on this side.
Hey, Mr. Peele, I'm a big fan, so questions for you. I remember reading the Get Out script, and it started with Romans 12, and then with this movie, there's a whole lot of references to Jeremiah 11:11, and coincidences. My name is Jeremiah. I have a...
Security is close.
And my younger brother's name is actually Gabriel, too, so... and here we both are at the premiere. But yeah, I haven't, in any interviews I've read or anything I've watched, I haven't seen anyone really touch upon the religious undertones or any kind of theological meanings in your films. I don't know if you want to touch on that. And then just real quickly, too, I noticed with Get Out, the geography was purposely kind of vague. I know you had shot in Alabama for New York, but with this movie, it was all very geographically specific. So did you come up with the themes and then work your way into where it was going to take place? Or did you already know where you want to take place? And then what themes could I explore in this location?
So you said themes, right? Themes?
Yes, sir.
No, I mean, for me, it all kind of, my creative process is this conversation between my gut and my mind. So in the beginning, usually what needs to happen is I need to start with something that I'm feeling. Whether it's a dream that leaves me with some, just condensed feeling, or a fear that's just there. And then I take that and I think about it. I try and analyze it. When I get sick of that, I take a break, I sit down, and I try to find inspiration. So it's this dialogue within myself, and I couldn't really tell you what comes first. Is it the place? Is it the themes? Is it references to the Bible or or movies or anything? It's all very fluid and analytical at the same time. So anyway, bad answer, but.
No, that's fine. And just real quick, was Perfect Blue also an influence? I saw some Satoshi Kon or maybe Black Swan.
Black Swan, I love Black Swan. And Perfect Blue, yes, the anime. I love that as well. Yeah, you know what you're talking about.
Go on this side. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Andrew. First off, I want to say what an exceptional filmmaker you are with this film and this incredible cast you've assembled. I just have to say that because you have such a wonderful way of putting a lot of depth and layers into the script and with the film itself. It's exceptional amount of skill that takes a really great director to do, and I wanted to say that to you, that you're really, really great. But I also want to ask, because there's so much to think about sometimes with some of the scenes that you go in transition, and I wanted to ask, when the audiences leave today, when they walk away from this film, what do you hope or expect the audiences to walk away with as far as like processing the themes and meaning of the film?
It's a question I'm hesitant to answer because I think my favorite thing is the idea that people will leave ready to have a conversation with whoever they're with. And this is a film that I designed to be both, I have a very clear meaning and commentary I'm trying to strike with this film, but I also wanted to design a film that's very personal for every individual. On the broader strokes of things, this movie is about this country.
Yeah.
And when I decided to write when I decided to write this movie, I was stricken with the fact that we are in a time where we fear the other. Whether it is the mysterious invader that we think is going to come and kill us or take our jobs, or the faction that we don't live near that voted a different way than us, we're all about pointing the finger. And I wanted to suggest that maybe the monster we really need to look at has our face. Maybe the evil is us.
Very good point, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Hi, Jordan. One of the things I really enjoyed about the film was your circular storytelling, in which you have ideas coming back after you introduce them at the very beginning. Especially, like, for example, he killed himself with a boat, like, at the very beginning. One of the things I'm just wondering how you almost came up with those ideas. Did you let the characters develop these ideas themselves, or did you have these ideas like, oh, it'd be cool to look at this guy get murdered through a boat, and then like reapply it to the characters? I'm just wondering how you wrote that, linearly or like non-linearly,
Well, when you design a premise and start to follow the threads down to certain choices. Gabe buys a boat. That was a choice. Later on when you're writing the script, you're in need of new inspiration, but often you need to look no further than to the work you've already done. Because people love that. People love when you treat them like they're as smart as they are. I think far too often I see movies that presume an audience is dumb. I wanted to sort of presume an audience has the tools to find these things, find these connections, and talk about it and find greater meaning and deeper meaning, and then come back and watch it again.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Unfortunately, this is actually going to be our last question. Go ahead.
Excellent. Hi. I just want to give a quick shout out to the strong female characters in this, because someone has to. So my question is about like genre in film, because when you're talking about this as a smart film, because a lot of films don't assume that the audience is smart. So when you get a smart horror movie, oftentimes people will start calling it suspense, and they'll say, oh, it's not a horror, it's more of a suspense. And you saw that with Get Out. You see that with Silence of the Lambs, and I've even heard that with Jaws. And I guarantee you're going to see it with this. So I forgot it. Oh, my God. Jesus. No, so how do we address this, or do we even address this? Does genre even matter when things like this?
Great question. You know, I'm obsessed with genre, and I'm obsessed with trying to both paint within the lines of the horror genre, but also to kind of push the boundaries of what that means. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. We as human beings are obsessed with categorization. We're obsessed with putting things in boxes to the point where, the debate of what genre Get Out was became the conversation itself. My answer has a certain duality in it too. I love genre. I love things that are quintessentially horror. At the same time, who really cares?
Thank you.
It was an extraordinary privilege for us to present the world premiere of this film. It's so rich and perfectly executed and beautiful, and we're so grateful for you for making this and for bringing it here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.